Mic check. 1, 2. C Miley in the building.
Check.
Freaking.
Wow.
Welcome to another episode of the InnerChild Podcast, where we have authentic conversations about growth, childhood, and passions. I'm JB. This is my co-host OD. And today on the episode, we have another special guest for us, a brother, a good friend of both of ours. We're just happy to have him on the show, Way Miley.
Yeah, clap it up for Miley.
What's going on, y'all? Clap it up for Miley.
What's going on, y'all? Way Miley again, LB, longtime friends of both of these guys. Man, let's get into it.
What's good, Miley, man? How you doing today, bro? You good?
I'm doing good. Cold I'm out here in New York, but everything doing good, bro.
I got like a t-shirt, a long sleeve, and a sweater on, and I came in with a jacket. What you just had the jacket on?
Nah, I had a trench. I got a trench coat.
Okay.
Yeah.
When's the last time I seen you, Miley? You was fucking DR?
Was it DR?
Oh my God.
Nah. You had came to graduation or like homecoming or something?
Nah, I haven't.
Damn.
I've been MIA from Kappa activities. So.
Yeah. I mean, I feel that, bro. Yeah, it might have been DR. Been smooth 2 years, huh? Dang there.
Yeah.
Dang.
That's what's up, though, man. But look, man, appreciate you for coming through. Hold on, what are you in New York for?
Seeing some family, bro. Just, kicking it with some family.
That's love. I appreciate that, man. For sure. Nah, thank you for coming, man. But look, let's get right into it. This is our icebreaker segment. Yeah. I don't know if you know about it, right?
Yeah,
we call it drip check.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Drip check is basically, like I said, the icebreaker segment where you just come through, talk about your fit, how you was feeling this morning, what you wanted to do, and what's the vibe. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
Talk to us.
I was on here with you, OD, bro, so I know I had to try to put something together, man.
Why everybody always say that?
Because you always be stepping, bro. I might give me a little Instagram video when I run across the crosswalk real quick. But for real though, man, I got on a watch. This my partner's brand, Gotta Be Great. He just
Gotta be.
Yeah, Gotta Be, bro. He just launched it off, so I'm trying to support him. Okay. Some black pants and some sambas.
Classics.
Yeah, and then Adidas socks with the sambas too.
Yeah, that's a good fit. I like that.
Oh, is OD approved?
Yeah, very.
OD stamp.
I stamp it.
For sure. And then Jesus love you on the necklace, bro. Just because you gotta spread the message everywhere you go.
That's what's up, man.
That's real, man. Well, appreciate you again for coming on, man. I want to get right into it. So I want to talk upbringing. You know what I'm saying? I know that you spent a lot of time overseas growing up. How are those years in Japan and Germany, and how do they help shape, kind of your upbringing and who you were? Just talk about that and just kind of what you experienced growing up.
Yeah, for sure. So I grew up overseas most of my life. At a young age, I lived in London for 5 years, and then Japan for 2 years, and then Germany for the rest of my time. I actually didn't live in the States for real until I got to college. A lot of people don't know that. But that was cool. It gave me a lot of different experiences. It allowed me to see a lot of things we was talking about in the history books firsthand. So from a young age, I knew I was extremely blessed just to be over there. And then my mom, she did a good job because when you live in those communities, it's easy to get in a bubble. You don't see reality for real, bro. So she did a good job of bringing us back to where she's from, Tampa. That's why I claim Tampa now. Kicking it with the family. She actually grew up in the hood, so she brought us back to the hood for the summers. And that's kind of how I grew up in between Tampa and then overseas, bro.
Real quick, I want to ask you, you said something about living in a bubble and then not really being tapped into reality. Could you expound on that a little bit more?
Yeah, man. So over there, or really anywhere where you have a demographic of people who are affluent, so to speak, not necessarily rich, but well off, you don't really see a lot of struggle. You don't really see, you're not really susceptible to a lot of danger, bro. There's been times where I be gone the whole entire day and my mom really don't care because it's safe over there, bro. You gotta think I'm around the military. Nobody's gonna run up on us as Americans, bro. So it's just when you don't see the reality of hardship and stuff like that, you start to take the blessing that you have for granted. So that's part of the reason why my mom brought me back over here. Just kind of see it, but then also keep in mind that I'm a black man, or growing up as a black man in a predominantly white area, bro. So it's she needed to bring us back to see our culture, to see black people, just to understand how we operate and not I guess the term is whitewashed, become whitewashed, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So did you finish high school in the States or?
Nah, man. I graduated from Ramstein, Germany, bro. Shout out to the Royals.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Damn, that's crazy.
And you talked about your mom. Talk about, I guess, the influence. Like, I know you just mentioned about, her bringing you back to Tampa in the summers and everything like that, but and making sure you knew kind of, where you come from, right?
Yeah.
But how was it over there? Any place you moved from, one place, was it London, Germany, Japan? How did you just make sure that you guys were like a tight knit between you and your sister?
So yeah, she always told. So growing up, it was me, my sister, and my older brother.
Right.
And she always told us, bro, like, no matter what, nobody has y'all back like y'all. So y'all always gotta stick together. And she, like, I remember me and my sister used to get in like to arguments about like food or whatever. She was like, I don't care if it's a damn crumb. Y'all gonna split that crumb just to make sure that y'all both eat. So with that being said, obviously me and my sister, for those who don't know, like, we're in the same grade. She skipped a grade. So we always grew up pretty close together in terms of age. But with that being said, as we matriculated into school, into college, that's kind of how we started to look out for each other, just because we were off by ourselves. So I think having that kind of understanding amongst my siblings, it made it relatively easy moving around. And then you just get used to moving so much, bro. It becomes easy.
Did you ever experience anything, overseas at any point, whether it was like discriminatory or you were just facing hardship, or maybe it was even, somebody like talking to your sister a certain type of way, or talking to your brother, and you guys actually had to like be together and hold each other down, while going through something?
Yeah, definitely discriminatory. It is racism at its highest standard, but it's racism in the sense where like they're not calling you out your name, but they're doing little stuff to keep you behind. So it's like they try to be slick with it, I guess. And in that, like, we experienced that at such a young age that it became, I hate to say normal, but it became like we already knew when we in this environment, we had to stick together because that's what it is. One thing, like, and this wasn't overseas, but I say, like, my mom, she used to send us to, like, zoo camp and, like, science camps and stuff like that, bro. Yeah, hey, one thing about my mom, she was going to make sure that we was educated about a lot of stuff, bro.
Educator in here, though.
Yeah, my mom's, she got a doctorate, bro. She's a teacher and everything, bro, so she's going to make sure we educated. But I vividly remember, like, going to, like, these zoo camps and science camps, and, like, my mom would pull up in a little beater car because we don't live over here. She don't need no nice car over here. And then I told the counselor, the counselor who's adult, I was like, yeah, I live overseas, blase. And then she gonna tell my mom, oh, your son has such a vivid imagination. We know that, she basically saying like, there's no possible way that you, who drives this car, little black boy, has seen France, has seen Italy, has seen Japan. Like, he has such a vivid imagination. And then from that point on, like, that was probably my earliest lesson in terms of like how a lot of people would like try to put you down because they don't understand it. And then flip side of that, I go back to the why, the camps, like, just in the hood, like, and I tell them I live overseas, bro. They all on it. They love it, bro. And that was my earliest lesson of like, I love my people, bro. Because it's just like, oftentimes when, I say in my experience, oftentimes when black people see you got different experiences, they're going to promote you for it and like claim true to it. I know like we share some stories like that, bro, about how like coming up, people might have said you act this way, you act that way, but like when you got around this kind of group, like we accept you for who you were. So that was kind of my experience with that, bro.
Dope.
Yeah, so the viewers don't know this, right? Today's MLK Day.
Yeah.
At the time this probably airs, will be well into like February.
Yeah. A little
Black
Valentine's Day drop.
Yeah. we'll be well into like, Black History Month, right?
Yeah.
And I really wanted to ask you this question because, all I ever grew up around was, I grew up in North Miami, like predominantly Haitian American culture. Like I saw black all my life, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And obviously like your upbringing was clearly like much, much, much different. You grew up overseas. Did you ever have, I guess, like any moments? And the only reason why I'm gonna ask you this too is because I remember one day I pulled up to your dorm back at FAM when I think I went to come give you a haircut. and then like you had the J. Cole music on. Like the room screamed like very black and proud. Like the room screamed like it really did. Like I swear to God, I felt like I was on the episode of Dear White People and like you was the Hotep brother. You know what I'm saying? Like it screamed very like black and proud.
Yeah.
Like, were you able to just like live in that identity overseas as a child?
Oh man, I never really thought about it.
That's what we do here on the InnerChild Podcast.
We ask real questions, bro.
Yeah, real questions, man. I'd say like from an early age, I just learned how to code switch, and it was like before it even became a term. I learned how to politic. I say that's one thing growing up how I grew up. Like I can be in a lot of different spaces and just know how to talk with them, with whoever it is. But to answer your question, like I didn't really have that identity till I got home. But my mom did a great job of like educating us. So it's like.
Okay.
Black History Month came around, she was going to educate us. Even if the school wasn't doing a good job, like she was going to tell us about ourselves and like just really give us that sense of identity. So as I matriculated, as I grew older, bro, like I stayed with that, and like that's part of the reason why I love my people now, just because I know how great we are. And also like we're Jamaican as well, so like my family is Jamaican, I should say. So she'll educate me on different things about Jamaica and just what it means to be a Jamaican American and just to be a Black American in this world.
Okay, that's dope. I fuck with that.
That's dope, man. And it clearly sounds that your mother had a profound influence on you, your sister, and your brother. But I kind of want to transition, right? So you didn't grow up with your father in the house, correct? So how was that experience like? Did you ever feel like you were lacking a male presence, other than your brother, of course, while you were overseas, and just a figure, obviously a father figure, in the household? How was that lack of experience for you?
Yeah, man. That's just one of those things that like it became normal to me.
Mm-hmm.
I think from a young age I had to be a man of the house, so to speak. Obviously, like I'm still a kid,
Of course.
so a man of the house in as much as possible, I guess. But to like that, like not having a father figure in my life, it doesn't affect me until it affects me. So like I say that two experiences. When I was really young, bro, I was in a band, for those who don't know. But band concerts, like in middle school, you gotta wear like the black and white with the tie and whatnot.
Yep.
And it's like I was trying to tie a tie, and it was like I just kept getting frustrated because I couldn't do it. And I asked my mom, and like my mom did a phenomenal job of raising me to be a young man. So shout out to my moms. But I asked my mom, and she was like, "Bro, I don't know how to tie a tie. Like it's not. I don't have to do this." And then like I just remember breaking down, bro, because it's just like this is what I need a pops for. So it's like times like that where it's like I don't realize that I don't have a father figure, or like I don't realize that it's absent because we always made do with what we had until I realized it. And like even when we was in school, during our, I don't know if we could say this on camera or not, but during our ceremony, when y'all boys was getting pinned by like y'all pops and stuff, boy, I was about in tears up in that room, bro.
Yeah.
Like I was literally about to cry, bro. Just because it's like you looking around and you see everybody, yo pops, I don't know if he was there or not, but yo pops pinning you, Izzy pops pinning him, whoever, so on and so forth. And like you like, damn, I'm literally standing here by myself, bro. And then like, long story short, Chip, Dr. Chipman, he came through, he was like, bro, hold your head high. And he ended up pinning me. So mad respect for Chipman. But like, I say that to say like, you don't realize it even now in my adult life until you realize it, until it's moments where you like, this is what I need a dad for, bro.
Yeah, that's real. I mean, I think fathers are very important. They play a pivotal role in any person's life, woman. I mean, yeah, like female or male, like they play a really pivotal role in people's life. Like obviously I lost my dad when I was like 22, and then it's like 5.5 years since I've like not had my father around physically.
Yeah.
And I feel the effects of it every day, right? But I was blessed to still have him in 22 years of my life, but like the past 5.5, he's been completely removed. And as like I continue to grow up as a young adult, young man, like, I'm just learning so many things on my own, or, I'm having to lean on to people like my uncle or like other figures and so on and so forth. Did you have like anybody in your life that, if, and I know you had your older brother, but was there like any other like male presence in your life that I guess kind of gave you that idea of like, okay, this is what masculinity like looks like?
Yeah. I'd say immediate family, not really, just because we lived overseas.
Yeah.
But like, I had different mentors or different coaches, so to speak, and like they really like helped me out. That's probably the reason why I got in Kappa, because it was just one of those mentors who helped me out, man, and kind of guide me. But that didn't come really probably into like my middle school, high school years. But that's exactly when you needed it. So yeah, I had different people to like help me out and help me become a man, so to speak.
That's right.
In that moment, you know, you're breaking down, you're frustrated, you can't tie your tie.
Yeah.
Are you thinking to yourself, like, you know, where is my dad? Like, why isn't he
100%.
here? And I'm sure have there been other moments,
Yeah.
you know, over time or even when you were younger where it's like, where's my dad at? Like, mom, like, why is it like, you know, did you ever ask your mom those questions per se?
Nah, I ain't an idiot.
Okay. Hey.
I ain't no crazy man.
Yeah.
I knew where he was at. Like, I knew he wasn't here, and that's
Yeah.
just all it had to be.
Yeah.
And my mom, she never talked bad on him or anything. It's just he wasn't here.
Yeah.
And the only time I asked, dang, where's my dad at, is in that moment. Beyond that, bro, it's like, he's not here. Get over it. We're going to make it happen. I mean, she didn't say get over it, but that's what it was in my head. We're going to make it happen regardless.
That's real.
Yeah. Could I ask you real quick? Like,
Yeah.
Because I never asked you that. Obviously, I've been knowing Miley for 5 years, bro. Like that relationship with your dad, is this something that you feel is possible to like reconnect, or you just not there yet? Like, where you at with that?
Yeah, man. So I tried calling my pops probably like a couple months ago. Conversation wasn't really productive. And that was kind of it. Like,
Yeah.
I'm really big on forgiveness, but forgiveness take two people, bro. And like men in a relationship take two people. So if one person's not willing to, you wasting your time, energy, and breath trying to make something happen that's not gonna happen. It
Yeah,
take two to
it's a fact.
tango.
Yeah, no, it definitely take two to tango, and that's in any situation for sure. And like I said, I haven't had the experience that you had, not only just overseas, but you know, with the fathering experience. So like, yeah, I definitely hope that that's something that, you know, I don't know, something can work out there, right? Because
Yeah.
you know, at some point, Miley, you a good ass dude, bro. Like,
Yeah.
I told him this like a few weeks ago when we was talking about getting you on the show. Like, Miley's always consistently one way. You know what I'm saying? Like, Miley's consistently always one way, bro. Like, he's one energy, but it's not a bad energy. It's like, it's literally like you. It's almost kind of like, I don't know. There's a level of discernment I see in you, and it just keeps you one way.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And, you know, I just wonder, like, man, when my boy find a wife, he end up having kids. You know what I'm saying? What's that experience going to be like for him? Because, I mean, you know, it's not necessarily something I feel like you've gotten an actual chance, you know, to live. You know what I'm saying? Do you ever think about that?
I just started thinking about that because I'm a godchild of one of my homeboys back in school. I got a godchild. And it's like, I'm doing like what I know to be right, but it's like sometimes I be second guessing myself, like, bro, is this like the capacity I need to be serving in, or am I doing everything right? But I think that's the beauty of what we got here, bro. Like, a lot of y'all boys had positive father figures, so it's nothing but a call. So when I do get in that, you know, predicament, or I do have that experience, bro, do believe I'm calling y'all boys. Like,
Yeah, that's real. I got a kid, but
y'all ain't got a kid, you feel me? Not yet, but you know, y'all had father figures. So when we all got jits and stuff, I'm definitely gonna listen to some of the knowledge that y'all got, bro. Get knowledge and take knowledge like that. So I think I'll be straight. God's will, bro.
And OD, you know, asked about, you know, you potentially, you know, building that relationship up with your father, and you know, you just answered that. But one relationship that you have continued to build over time is with your sister.
Yeah.
On your dad's side, correct?
Yeah.
You're right. So how has that been over the last 2-3 years?
Yeah.
You know, kind of building that relationship, and how has it, you know, impacted you emotionally, spiritually, and just overall, like, connecting with her?
So shout out, I got a couple sisters that I've been kicking it with, and my brother on my pot side. Shout out to them, man. Those my homies. I think we all in a similar situation, because we all got the same pops, consistent behavior. But it's been cool. It's been great, bro. We all kind of linked up with each other in our adult lives. So it's like, I don't know. I like it, bro. They're the homies, bro. I talk to them probably like once or twice a month, and like we just be kicking it, and we all in different spaces in life, but it's just good to have somebody who could fully relate to what you've been through, bro. So,
That's good.
Yeah. Shout out to them.
I like that. That's for sure, man. Like I said, bro, you the homie, man. Reach out whenever, bro. I definitely hope there's some level of solace that comes from that entire situation, because, you're a good dude, bro. You're a good dude, man. And I always see you do good. I always treat yourself really well. Like I said, you one Way Miley. You know what I'm saying?
One Way Miley.
I never heard
you
that.
one Way Miley.
That's real. I appreciate it,
We're
bro.
gonna dub that nickname on you, but yeah, nah. So for sure, man, that's definitely something I'm looking forward to seeing. You definitely find some answers and some level of solace too.
100%. I appreciate that, bro.
Brody.
So, earlier you talked about, your mom's roots in Tampa, right?
Yeah.
And I'm assuming you got extended family there.
Yeah.
Talk about how much the influence of FAMU was by them onto you and your sister, who ultimately, went to FAMU as well.
My mom's the only one in the family that went to FAMU.
Okay.
But, like, that's the only reason why I picked up my instrument in the first place. So I wasn't 100, for the people who don't know, Marching 100. And, like, lie to you not, we was cleaning the crib one day, and my mom was playing Say La La by the March 100, like, on the YouTube recording. And then, like, I was like, Mom, who's this? She was like, oh, this is the baddest band in the land. I was like, bro, what's the name? Just tell me the name.
Just tell me the name.
And then, long story short, bro, I was like, yeah, this is what I want to do. So that's one of the major reasons I picked up the saxophone, went to FAMU. My mom's influence is really like her friends. I call them aunties, bro. They crazy. Like, the HBCU auntie you think of, that's them. They crazy. But always a good time. Always love when they're around. And they just kind of, like, help mature me in that fashion when I got to FAMU. But I had the bookstore up in my room, bro. They had everything. They looked out for me, but that's kind of where the influence came from to go to FAM.
Yeah. And how was that overall, transition for you coming from, overseas to FAMU? Obviously, you went back to Tampa in the summers and to be more around the culture, but going to an HBCU and FAMU, how was that, right when you stepped on campus?
Bruh, I moved so much, so, like, it didn't really faze me. The only thing that was like a culture shock was Miami dancing, bro. Y'all hit that drill 'em down, bro.
Yeah, facts. I'm not gonna lie, that's a fact.
When I saw that drill 'em down, bro, I was like, bro, these boys is crazy. And then I saw those same dudes drilling them down, go and get on the honeys. I was like, what is going on here, bro? Like, I knew y'all dance, but drilling, 1-2-ing, Woo from Jacksonville, all that was a culture shock to me. But, like, I'm not a dancer, but I can dance, bro. I quickly got hip to it, bro. I was like, this kind of fire. And then just being in the band. But other than that, nah, just the dancing, bro.
Yeah, that's crazy. When I was younger, bro, like, that dance culture was, like, so crazy. Yeah. And it's so funny. I was talking to somebody the other day, and I was like, what you do when you go to the club? I was like, I just, like, cross my arms and bob my head.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not dancing no more, bro. But that shit in Miami is crazy, bro. Yeah. It's crazy. But now, for sure, like, obviously, you know, the FAMU.
You can hit that. You can like dance. I never seen you dance for real, bro. You can dance?
I could do a little 1-2. I can little juke and bop. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Yeah. Every Miami dance you could think of, I know how to do it. Okay. Now, will I ever do it? No.
Nah, I never seen it, kid. I didn't know.
I'm not one of them TikTok dancing boys. Like, it's not happening, bro. You feel me? And not at my big ass age, bro. Like. And plus, I feel like I'm just way too fly to be sweating a whole bunch. So
nah, them boys do be sweating.
Yeah, sweat. Bro, I ain't doing none of that shit. You know what I'm saying? It's done with, man. But now, for sure, look, man, you Marching 100. You know, anybody that knows HBCUs knows Marching 100 is the band. It's like the baddest in the land. You know, they say it all the time. Ocho Cinco, he talks about it all the time, right? Everybody talks about the Marching 100. Obviously led by Dr. Chipman. You know, shout out to my boy Izzy and Dr. Chipman. You feel me? But yeah, man, like walk us through that experience, man. Like getting into the 100, like the stuff you had to go through, right? And just like, you know, there's like similar. I wouldn't say similar, but yeah, you know what, I'm gonna say similar to, like, you know, Kappa, like you build connections with people.
Yeah, facts.
You know what I'm saying? So, like, talk about that, like, entire experience with the 100.
Man, the 100 first year, they was working me, dog. While y'all was at Welcome Week, kicking it, parlaying, getting on the honeys and not, bro. I was doing 3 days in the sun, sweating, dog.
Crazy.
But nah, it was a great experience. Funny story, getting into the 100. First day of practice, I walk in. I've been to band camp like three years before this, so, like, Yeah.
You're ready to go.
I was ready, bro. I was ready. Low key, I was ready. But that's good and bad because like when I was at band camp, they didn't even call me like my name. They just called me Germany because that's where I came from. Yeah, true story, bro. Ask anybody at band camp. They just called me Germany. So like Doc already knew me, Doc Chipman, right? So we was going down the line. We each had to like play like a part of the song, but by ourselves in front of the whole entire band. My section leader went. He did good. He fine. Then my partner Nick, one of my close friends, he went, but he did trash, like terrible. So like I smirked and I was like, bro, there's no possible way I can do worse than what this kid just did.
You bombed it.
Bombed it bad. In front of the whole band, first day, they already knew me. So it's not like I could like say, oh no, that wasn't me. They knew who I was, bro. And then like Doc was like, he kicked me out the band. Like I got kicked out the band on my first day, bro. G saw it. But he was like, don't come back until you learn that lick. So for the rest of the day, that's all I was doing, bro. Cause like I knew I came to FAMU to do this. And like I'm really big. Like if I start something, I'm going to finish it, bro. If I have the ability to and the power to. So like I got that right. But funny story, that's just what it was. I think that just taught me the lesson of just like, bro, you never like better than the next man just because you think you are, bro. But then other than that, it was cool, bro. We had some fun experiences. Yeah, we get worked a lot, but it's like you a band nerd, so you kind of enjoy it. It's like, you know, you when you was hooping, bro, like, yeah, you got practices, but like you enjoy the practice. At the end of the day, you might hate it while you're there, but it's like you're gonna wait back up to do it again. So yeah, it was cool. I enjoyed it, bro.
No, I feel that. Like playing sports is like the practices suck, you know, but at the end of the day, when, you know, school let out,
yeah,
and then you go hang out by the gymnasium area where all the hoopers at, you know, there's different level of pride in that, you know what I'm saying?
Facts.
I rock. So what experiences you would say that you learned, life lessons that you think you took away from like being in the Marching 100?
Life lessons, kid. Time management, big one. We was doing two-a-days probably from Tuesday, my freshman year. Two-a-days from like Tuesday to Friday. We had a continuity practice on Saturday. We had the game on Saturday, and then we had another like practice on Sunday. So literally every day I was in the band, doing band. And each of those practices are like 2.5 hours. So like I had to learn time management really quickly, bro. And then just being able to juggle stuff. Like I think some people can't like necessarily like, they get frazzled if they gotta do too many things. But for me, bro, it's just like, I got a band over here. I know I'm gonna be here from this time to this time. So with the rest of my day, I gotta plug all this in. Cause mind you, I'm not just here for band. Like I got other aspirations while on campus. So I gotta make this happen. I gotta keep my grades up. So I think time management and then like just that versatility and being flexible is probably the biggest thing I learned, bro.
Can you talk about the mental component of, you know, coming in as a freshman, you're trying to prove yourself, right?
Yeah.
And you're putting all these hours in, right? Whether it's the 2-hour practices that you just mentioned on multiple days.
Yeah.
And ultimately, your goal is to get to the Florida Classic where you know, FAMU plays our rival Bethune-Cookman. Yeah. And you get to the ultimate stage, right? What is the mental component like all of those weeks, all the months, to you get to the point where we're playing Bethune-Cookman and you're performing in front of 20, 30, 40,000 people. And what is that feeling like once you see all these people in the stadium? And regardless if the game is good or bad, they are looking at you. People are bought that ticket to see you. What is that like?
And before you answer, do it feel like game day?
I wouldn't say game day because there's so many people out there. Like,
okay,
at the time, it was probably like 100, like 50, 180 people in the band at the time, maybe 200. I don't know. How does it feel, bro? I feed off of energy, so like, I ain't gonna lie, I got good motion off the band. I ain't gonna lie, my first year, but I feed off of energy, bro. Like, so when all the crowd was going crazy, bro, that just amped me up. I was ready to go, and like, I don't like folding on big stages, so like, I was just doing it. I was just in the moment. How did it feel leading up to it, like through the weeks and stuff? It's a blur, you know. Because not only did we have Classic that year, but we also was going to Pasadena in California, so it's like, there was no stopping, bro. Like, it was a full freight train from August to January, like this point, for the Rose Bowl. Yeah. So it's like, it was a blur. I really don't remember a lot of the different moments. I couldn't tell you a lot of different practices. I just knew on game day I had to turn up, I had to show out and leave it on the field, and then rinse, wash, and repeat. But when I like did Classic, it It was cool. It felt good, but it ain't set in until like probably like a month later. I was like, dang, I'm really in the 100 now. Like I can wear the Nelly now. Like I can do all this different stuff. Like it didn't really set in until after the fact, bro.
Yeah, I remember at some point in my undergrad experience, I could have probably been in my third or fourth year. At the time, like I was covering, I was doing something for the School of Journalism, and I got off where y'all was like prepping for the Battle of the Bands. The Florida Blue Classic. Like I got off, and I remember y'all just was going at it like one section this way, the other section that way, and it gave me chills because I'm looking at y'all prep.
Yeah,
you feel me? And then to actually like get to the Amway, and then y'all start performing, and I'm like on the floor seeing y'all perform. Like that was a moment, and I'm not this like big school pride guy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I love FAMU down, bro. I loved Rattlers down, but I never been like a super huge like school pride day like guy. So like when I saw that legit gave me real chills, and I was like, oh shit. Like I go to FAMU, bro.
Facts. Now it's definitely like I started getting that feeling like my second through fourth year in the band, like when you're able to sit back and realize like, dog, this is a machine that you're operating in. And like, granted, I'm a small cog in a 200-person machine, but like when you see the final product, like you like, dog, this has some power because it's just all these people moving at one and getting to the same thing. So I feel you on that, bro. It's fire.
What got me at that moment, I promise you, was when they had Hot by Gunna.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, boy. When them trumpets start sounding off, boy.
Yeah, that's a good band song.
Like man, I'm telling you, the shit I felt in my soul just watching y'all perform that shit. I was like, damn.
Yeah,
I really go to FAMU, bro.
Now that was like what, my sophomore year we did that, bro. We actually got money from Thug for that, bro. For that performance, yeah. Yeah, bro.
Y'all killed that shit so
Appreciate it, bro.
What are some of your top like experiences? I mean, you mentioned Pasadena, obviously, all the classics. You went to Miami.
Yeah,
Miami. I did. Like, what was your favorite, like, top two moments you had?
When Southern came to Bragg, bro.
Sophomore year. That was the best game ever.
Bro, it was...
Was that the fight?
No, that was InnerChild. That was going to be my second experience. That was going to be my second experience.
Yeah.
But when Southern came to Bragg, bro, I felt the stadium shake when we was performing. Because we had did like a performance, like, it was like a round and round she go kind of thing. And then Venom had came in the middle, hit a split. And when we got up and we like turned to Southern to play, the stadium went crazy, bro. Like I literally felt chills in my body, like playing. I'm like, oh, like we doing it, like we jamming it. And I felt Bragg shaking. And then the NCAT experience, just cause like that was probably like the second year we was good as a team. And then it's just like they weren't doing good and they was trying to fight. And it's just like, it was fun, bro. It was, a part of band is ignorance. So like a little bit of control ignorance. So like just that control ignorant part of it, like that was fun, bro. Like I'm with it. We here. We rocking.
Yeah, for sure. Nah, that was dope, man. I want to move over to like, you know, the passions part, right? The passion Miley, like the intellect Miley, like one way Miley. Like, you know, we're gonna dub that. That probably might be the title.
One way Miley.
One way Miley.
Sits down with one way Miley. But nah, for sure, man. When it comes to like your passions, and you know, we touched on this a little bit earlier in the show, right? Where you know, just having like this sense of just like Black pride, right? And then being so proud of that, which is very like unique because you didn't grow up in the States, you know, for much of your childhood. It was more so like overseas, right? You talked about where you've been, London, Germany, Japan. But you know, like, and we had Blake on the show, right?
Mm-hmm.
In 2020, you know, y'all did a peaceful protest. You know, we was a part of it. We came in enjoying to support the football team. We had so many students show up. Like what was your call to action there? What was your call in there when, you know, all of that took place and you know, we were 2020, the COVID year, just a lot going on, right? Like what was your call to action to make you feel like, you know, hey man, me and Blake need to get together and just do something?
Yeah, it was just being sick and tired of being sick and tired, bro. Like at that point, it felt like every month somebody else was unfortunately passing at the hands of police brutality or whatever it may be. So being that like I love our people so much. And we just had a great platform. We was at a HBCU, like a premier HBCU, no matter how you slice it. And then we was at the capital of Florida, bro. So it was like we had a great opportunity, a great platform. And I was with like-minded brothers. So when we started talking through it and kind of like working through it, bro, it was a no-brainer just to go ahead and get it done. And I really appreciate Blake's leadership on that because he had been to protests. He had done it before. So he had like kind of like walked me through the game of what we was going to do, how I was going to run on that. So honestly, that's probably one of my happiest moments in my life, just being able to do that. And in the moment, it didn't really feel like we was doing something, I'm not going to say important, but something potentially historic. But like history don't feel like history when you're making it. So, but I do feel like that was a dope time in my life for sure.
Yeah, I remember when that whole thing happened. I mean, I was working at that point, like full time, and I remember like taking a half day because I wanted to be a part of that. You know what I'm saying? Not only obviously because y'all my brothers, but in the same retrospect that, you know, even growing up in the Black inner city, like I never had the experience, you know, something like that. I never seen something like that firsthand. So, you know, I really, and you're right, like being a part of like, you know, just the culture that exists with FAMU, you in the capital of the state, you know, like, yeah, I definitely wanted to like partake and be a part of that, you know what I'm saying? So that was always like a profound memory in my like collegiate experience, time in Tallahassee. But like, you know, it's just so much better knowing that it was your partners that was running it. You feel
100%. And to your point, bro, like how you said it was unique that like I love my people, so our people so much, bro. I think it's just like a thing, like when you constantly surrounded by Black people, it's almost, or you're constantly surrounded by anything, it's almost like you take it for granted. Like you don't really like, if you haven't seen the other side, you don't really know how bad it can really get. But when you know how bad it really gets and you grew up with that literally your entire life, you just get so much, either you run away from Black people or you just gain so much more appreciation for Black people.
Yeah.
So like, I wouldn't go as far to say like I was Hotep, but like, I just love my people, bro. That's just what it is.
Just fuck with
I love my people, bro.
Yeah, now one thing I definitely can say about you is, and you touched on it earlier, you know, when you set your mind out to do something and you start something, you always finish it, right? And even if you don't know how to necessarily get to the finish or the final product, you always make a way. And I think that's in this instance, with the march and the protest, like you did that.
Yeah.
Even you just said, I want to do this, right? And you obviously you collaborated with Blake on that. And so props to you on that for sure. And that was something that you know, a passion that you really had, right?
Yeah.
And it's something that you still have, obviously, you know, for the culture. You know, right now, present day, post grad, as you transition out, you've been removed from, you know, undergrad and graduate school for about 2 years now, give or take. What are some current passions now that you have, and other interests that you've started to formulate over time to help you kind of focus in on where you want to go in the future?
Yeah, I think right now in my life, I'm very big on business, but more so in the entrepreneurial sense, or I guess you could say like self-made sense. So just using the job that I do have and funding, you know, the things I want to do. JB, you and I talk about this a lot, you know, trying to get into vending machines, I'm trying to do that. Getting my stock portfolio looking right. Man, I call JB probably like, at a certain point, I was calling you dang near like twice a week, asking you a different question about stocks and just like, how does this work? What's this split? Whatever. So that's kind of where I'm at right now. And then I'll say that's probably like my passion right now. And then I have like some creative passions and stuff like that I want to bring to life, but those still cooking and bubbling. So we're going to see how that manifests in the future, in God's will.
Yeah. The whole idea of like, you know, obviously graduating, right? Post grad, you did graduate school, right? You've been removed 2 years now, right? And I think one thing me and JB went through, not just being in New York, but just, you know, throughout our whole undergrad experience, is just like this whole identity of like this whole idea of what identity we exist in present day. You know what I'm saying? And I remember when I first got out of undergrad, I was just trying to figure out like, damn, what's next? You know what I'm saying? Even though I had something lined up, it was still like, what kind of person am I gonna become? Right. Yeah. And you know, I battled that for, you know, quite some time to figure out like, damn, do I really like media? Do I really like journalism? Do I like being a creative for real? or am I gonna jump into the stock market business, and I tried it all. I tried it all to, obviously find myself in the place where like I like where I'm at now. Still growing and still learning things, but I like where I'm at now. But like, have you ever, I guess in these last 2 years, with being a full-blown adult at this point, like you're not a student anymore, like have you ever had any moments where you're just trying to figure out what kind of identity you exist in, and like what kind of person you want to be now that, you have a full-time job, the money you get in there is funding your experiences and so on and so forth. Like, have you ever had like a moment where you're just like, damn, who the hell is Miley going to be moving forward?
I think I'm actually entering that phase right now. So after I graduated, well, while I was in school, bro, they had this thing called SPI Superstars. JB is one. So like, I wouldn't necessarily say I was like an SPI superstar, but like I was moving around with those people. So while I was in school, it was always Miley has an internship, or he's doing this, he's at this, what do they call it, exploratory programs, whatever. And then I came and graduated, and I got a good job right after school. So I work at Walmart headquarters now, in Arkansas. So for a long time, that was my identity, just working at Walmart or whatever, or just being out there, because I live in Arkansas. Nothing's moving out there, right? Mm-hmm. So I kind of fell into that pattern of like everybody else that's out there. I go to work, I come home, I don't have kids, but they feed the kids, they go to sleep, and they do it again. And like that was cool for my first year, just that isolation, because it allowed me to tap back into myself. I did a lot of different things in school. So it kind of like allowed me to find my original identity, or like kind of like my homeostasis, if you will. But now it's like, I figured that out. I got that going. I got to change it up. I want to know, who am I going to be as a adult? Who am I going to be? What's going to be my impact to the world? Like, it's cool I did all these things, but it's just the past. Like, I want to move forward. So I say right now I'm in that space where I'm just trying to figure everything out. Well, not really everything, but I just figure it out one step at a time, bro.
What are some of the things you're doing to figure it out? Like, what are some of like your daily practices to kind of just try to figure all that out?
I'm big on reading right now. I'm big into the word. I believe like God will guide you. And, I think I said it a couple times in this interview, but God's will. So just talking to God more, understanding that. And then also just taking these trips and then talking to different people. So I'm just trying to gain, I guess, wisdom from different places and kind of formulate that to what that looks like for me to better understand how I move forward. And then, Google's always a good resource, bro. So,
And I have no doubt that you'll kind of figure out, your next step on this journey, on your path, because you have such a good intellectual curiosity. You've always been like, I feel like an intellectually curious person, right? Like you'll ask a lot of questions. Whether you genuinely need to know, even if you just want to ask, just to ask, right? You do that.
Right, JB saying that because I asked him about the train like 10 times while I've been up here, bro. I'm trying not to get lost, man.
But nah, like, where does that, you touched on it, right, with the vending machines, but where does that entrepreneurial, like, identity, curiosity, spirit come from? Does that stem from somewhere specific, or is it just wanting to, create different streams of revenue for yourself?
Man, I always knew, bro, I didn't want to work in corporate America for the rest of my life. I knew that even when I was in school. I think my mama said, like, I'm just a born hustler. I think no matter at what point you knew me, there wasn't a time where I wasn't at least maintaining a job and I was doing all right for myself. I may not have been popping it, but I was doing all right for myself. So it's just, that's kind of where that spirit comes from. And then as I came into my adulthood, I understood, like, yeah, you can get there by working a corporate job, but you're not going to get there till you're 50, 60. And there's nothing wrong with that, right? There's nothing wrong with that. But for me personally, I don't want to wait that long. And I just believe that I've been blessed with the skill to make something out of myself in that space.
That's real.
So,
respect.
Yeah.
You feel like in this next stage or this next act in your young adult life, you have habits that you need to just let go to be able to evolve?
Yeah.
Or are there just, things you're already doing to already get that out the way?
That's a revolving door, though. I'm not gonna lie. So like, yeah, there are habits I need to let go. Like, I like sleeping, bro. I'm not gonna lie. I love sleeping, bro. I love a good midday nap, bro. So that's kind of like a habit that I need to release, because it's just like when you sleep, you're not productive unless you're investing in things and your money's being productive for you. But I say it's a revolving door because new levels, new devils, bro. So it's like once I let go of that, I might pick up a different habit, or it might be a deeper habit that I need to address. So right now it's just sleeping and being productive throughout the entire day.
You touched on, God guiding your journey, right? So faith and decision making, from whether it was when you decided you were going to FAMU, whether it was, okay, am I going to go to grad school right after undergrad? And then ultimately, do I accept this job over another job, right?
Yeah.
How do you kind of, stay faithful in certain situations, even if you don't know, the end result, even if you're hesitant yourself to, well, I'm going to make this leap, right? But how do you make it to a leap where it's a leap of faith, right? How does that operate for you?
Yeah. First, I think education on whatever decision you make is important, bro. Like, you can have all the faith in the world, but if you're making a dumb decision, you're making a dumb decision, bro.
Sure.
But in that, there's a lot of prayer. And then I just have people in my community, bro, that check me when I'm tripping. I think that's probably the most important thing that I've developed over time in my adulthood. I just got people who be like, bro, you talk about all this faith, all this, but you worried right now? Like, stop worrying. You got it, bro. So, like, I think that's definitely been a big help, at least in recent time.
And just to bounce off that's a fact. You got to have somebody in your corner who kind of is like the contrarian, almost, in a sense.
Yeah.
I got a brother who's just like that, man. Shout out Dre, man. Like
Dre actually behind the camera.
Like, nah, but it's good though, because you might have one way perspective, right, on something, but they're looking at it from a completely different lens of how to view it. And that's very needed. And it's very helpful to make a conscious decision, like you're saying. So that's a fact.
That's facts. It's not like Dre in this instance is there to like tear you down or nothing. It's just like
100%.
Just think about it this way, or like review it this way, or like you capping right now. You capping on yourself. Like, take a step back, bro. And that's just what you need in life, bro. I agree 100%, bro.
Yeah, no, that's always needed. I mean, there's just a level of, I'm gonna call it graciousness, that you need to have, not only as an adult to evolve, but to be able to accept that as well.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Because without that level of graciousness, you don't really know, or you'll just never be able to pour new things in.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? And you talked about faith. We talk about this every now and then. One of the biggest things is, like, for me this year, like, I definitely want to be way more intentional about spending time with God. You know what I'm saying? Like, going to church, like, getting back to old childhood things that I did that I may not have necessarily understood, right? But now in my adult life, it's coming more clear to me that, like, I need to be there, right? Is there anything that you feel like in your childhood you used to do that brought you a level of joy, or you used to do that created like some spark in you that you're missing in this current moment of time? Or, like, do you feel like you're already doing it? And if you're already doing it, how did you get back into that?
I answer it in the latter sense, bro. When I was a kid, we didn't really go to church, but one thing my mom always did, I don't care if I was running late for the bus, about to miss it, she was gonna stop us and make sure we prayed before we left the crib. And, like, as a kid, I understood it, but I didn't fully understand it, because it's like, bro, I'm about to miss this bus and you trying to pray right now. Like, what you got going on, bro? And, like, I love God and all, but I gotta get to school, man. And I kind of dropped that habit when I got into school for whatever reason. And I picked it back up really when I moved out there and I got my own crib. And since doing that, even if I know I have a hard day ahead of me, even if I know, like, the day before didn't really go how I want to, it's like a reset button for myself, just making it a habit. But I talk to God when I first wake up, bro, and before I step out into the world to talk to everybody else, God's the first person. Like, I try to talk to God at least like 2 or 3 times before I talk to anybody, bro.
Yeah, that's real. That's real. Real quick, though, I want to ask, bro, like, we didn't really talk a lot about the Arkansas experience.
It's nothing to talk about.
Nah, see, because now we got to.
Nah, for real. What's
That's
up?
crazy. Hi, my name's Christian Miley, and I live in Arkansas.
Like, bro, like, that sound like a square, B.
Yeah, but, like, bro, what's that experience like? I know you said that, like, your first year was just work, crib, right? And you fell into, like, certain routines that you're trying to get out of. But, like, What's and I'm not knocking Arkansas. I just never been there.
I'm trying to join, bro.
Yeah.
I get it, bro.
What's up with that? What? I mean, you there for work, yes, but like, what's that experience like, bro?
Boring, bro. In short, it's a good place to be if you need to focus, bro. Like, there's no distractions out there. I gotta I have to try so hard to find a weekend move, bro. By the time I put forth that effort, I just stay home, bro.
You just
I just stay home, bro. Like, so serious right now, bro. But yeah, that's pretty much it. It's overall boring, but like I said, it was God. I needed to be out there when I first left school, bro, because it allowed me to focus and get back into myself. I was drained when I left school, bro. So
what's the demographic out there like?
it's 2% black, bro,
Oh wow.
and that's in the most diverse part.
In the most diverse part?
Yeah, there's certain cities I don't go to. Yeah, I'm being so serious.
Damn.
But in all seriousness, though, that is a very valid point. Somewhere like that in Arkansas, where you're in an incubator space where it's you and you for the most part, right? It's you versus you. So, any habits that you want to get rid of, any habits that you're trying to curate to help you be better, you can do that while in that space. So, I know that obviously, it's not the most pleasant place that you want to be at, right?
Yeah.
But you're working your way to get to a new city. So
Facts,
respect to
yeah.
Yeah. And talk about that because that's something you're working on, right?
Yeah.
So talk a little bit about that experience and like what you're looking forward to.
In a different city,
Yeah.
black people. No, for real. Just being able to have the option. I'm not really a person who always gonna go out. Even when I was in school, like there's plenty of times I did not go out with y'all boys. But just having an option to go out, bro, or just being able to be like in seriousness, be around black people, bro. Like when I came out here, there's so many black people everywhere you go. And I was telling JB earlier this week, I'm like, it's not hard for me to go an entire week without obviously the people outside my job. But like when I go to Walmart, it's not abnormal for me not to see a black person. Like that's normal for me out there, bro. And it's just like after a while, that just gets draining because it's like, the concept of code switching. When you at work, you Christian Marley. When you home, like you with your homies. It's no code switching because that's life. Like you always just Christian Marley. Like you just that person. Literally one way Miley, bro.
Yeah.
So that's.
You mentioned, your mom making you stop and pray before you get on that bus, right?
Yeah, man.
And you've been getting back into that. But what are some other things now, present day, that you do to embrace your inner child, and how do you tap back into that?
For sure, music. I always love.
I did want to ask you about that shit.
Oh, what's up, kid?
You do love music a lot.
Yeah, man.
Like I told you,
Yeah.
I walked in like J. Cole. You know what I'm saying? But like, yeah, you really love like your good, like healthy music that just pours into you, bro.
Yeah.
You feel me? Like, how did you get into that?
I just like hip hop, bro. My mom crazy, bro. She would have us pray before we left the house. Then we would get in the car and she'll turn on like Bone Crusher, Method Man, like the most hood music you could think of, bro. And it's just like I knew all the words that I could say at that time, bro. That Crunk Juice album, I spun it till it scratched. I had the CD, so I used to scratch. But and then after that, it's just like that's kind of where I got my original love for music because like I started on the oldies, and then as I was growing up, matriculating, bro, that's really all I had was music, bro. Like I played sports, but we didn't have cable in the crib most of the time. It just wasn't no point of having it. But I always had music, so that's how I got into it. And then in terms of the messaging I be listening to, y'all be getting on me because I be listening to K-Dot and Cole, and y'all be talking about Thug and Future, bro. I like them too, but in terms of the messaging, bro, it's like I'm a big believer of the things that you put into your body or the things that you put into your airstreams or whatever. You're going to start pushing that out inadvertently. Because it really does kind of affect the way that you think about things or certain situations, bro. So it's like, I could spin Thug, I could spin Future, I could spin all the negative rap if I wanted to. And sometimes I do because, like, there's always a time for that. But then at the same time, bro, 9 times out of 10, I try to listen to something positive because it's like that's what helps me stay positive. I feel like I'm a very positive person.
Yeah.
So that's what helps me stay positive throughout the day.
Yeah, I got different modes, you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah.
Like I don't be listening to Future, Gunna and Baby like all the time.
Yeah, I can't do that.
I'm not listening to that stuff when I'm on the train. I'm not listening to that stuff while I'm like out most part. That's probably when I'm like at the gym. When I'm at the gym, I'm spinning Gunna.
Yeah.
I'm spinning all my Atlanta artists. You feel me?
Yeah. Man, you can't live to like conscious rap, bro. Like you can't do that. I gotta get something in my airway, bro.
Yeah.
You feel me?
I'm a big neo soul like R&B guy too. So like I like soft R&B, like the newer artists that are out right now. Like that's me in general. Like if you ever look at my yearly plays, all of that stuff is kind of like always at the top in terms of like my most played songs, but probably the most listened to artists are more like your
mainstream.
Yeah, like your Drakes and the well, not Baby as much, but you know, Gunna. I still listen to Keed a lot, you know, although he passed away. But I just need different modes. And obviously, like I grew up off of J. Cole. Like I grew up off that whole J. Cole Kendrick joint, you know what I'm saying? So
Facts.
that's my thing. But I did interject into JB's question.
No, you good, bro.
And you mentioned it, music. That's why we got a little bit off topic. But like, you know, like talk about like what is the things you're doing now. Obviously, like, you know, stay tapped into your inner child.
Yeah, in terms of inner child, bro, it's always gonna be music for me. And just like I said, bro, like I just love music so much. So when I listen to like 2014 Forest Hills Rise, that's the first album I got on by Cole, bro.
Beautiful album, bro.
I think it's his best work. But yeah, when I listen to that, you feel me, like that just takes me back to a time, nostalgic or whatever it may be. So it's always gonna be music for me. It's always gonna be music for me, bro. That's just what kind of keeps me balanced, and that's kind of what fuels what I do on a day to day, bro. It's not very often where you find me without some type of music in my ear or recreating music, because like I played the saxophone, bro.
Yeah.
When I was a kid, I played the guitar and the piano too. So it's like it's just always gonna be music for me.
And I would have to ask this. I mean, being that you grew up overseas, is that a part of your inner child, like wanting to explore more of the world? Like, is that like just the urge because it's inside of you?
Yeah, oddly enough, bro, like I can't stay in one place for too long. Like, I started like getting jittery. Fam was the longest I've been any place, and that was 5 years in Tallahassee. But even when I was in Germany for like 10 years, I moved to like 3 different bases, which is like 3 different cities. So it's I just like exploring. I like getting out, and that's part of the reason why I wasn't really tripping on going to Arkansas, because it's like, hey, I ain't been there before. I gotta at least check it out. Now I know what it's about. I'm trying to get out.
You good?
Yeah, man. So that's definitely part of it, man.
Yeah. So I mean, it's not that I want to backtrack, but that whole music thing. The whole time I'm hearing you talk about music, right? And obviously it made sense. You was in the band, right? So music is I mean, a big part of your identity. It's a vast part of your identity. Do you see yourself in the future creating, I guess, I don't know, a life out of music, and whether that might be financially or I don't know, in some format? Do you see yourself doing something music based?
Yeah, I can definitely see myself getting into that realm. As to what it is, I mean, that's God's call, bro. I trust in God on that. But my thing is, if I choose to make music, or if I choose to like actually like tap in and do it, I'm gonna do it at the highest degree. Like I'm not, like I said, if I'm gonna do something, I'm gonna do it the best possible way possible, bro. So with that, that's an investment in time, an investment in talent, an investment in skills, whatever it may be. So yeah, in short, I could see myself getting into music in some facet. As to how, I don't know. We'll see.
That's real.
Yeah, man.
If you could leave the viewers and the audience with some advice, right, on building family relationships, navigating a transition, and chasing their goals while also staying true to your passion, what would that advice be?
I think you said it in the question, but you gotta stay true to yourself about everything. Like, no matter what you're doing, everybody always think they got the best way. Everybody gonna tell you, oh, you should do this, oh, you should do that. But if I would have listened to everybody, I wouldn't have been in Arkansas, because there wasn't enough black people. And then that would have caused me making less money. And then I wouldn't have been able to invest into my passion. So, like, no matter what you're doing, bro, ultimately, you know you at the end of the day, bro. So it's like you just gotta stay true to that. And it's like if you bet on yourself, 9 times out of 10 you're gonna win in some facet of the way. And just trust God through it all, and you find yourself on the right side of things.
That's real. I like that. I like
Yeah.
that.
My brother Miley. Man.
Yeah, man.
Way Miley, man.
One way
Way.
Miley, man.
One way Miley.
For sure.
Nah, I definitely appreciate you coming on and opening it up, because at the end of the day, you know, we want our platform to be like a learning place for people to have similar situations as you, or you know, how to navigate a certain situation, what have you. And I know that, you know, some of the things that you share, OD probably didn't even know today, right?
Yeah.
So I appreciate you, because it's not easy, you know, talking about, you know, some of these things out in the open, but you know, you really gave us, you know, some things to really hone in on and key on. So we appreciate that. For real.
For sure. And to piggyback off of that, like before we started airing, you was talking about how you was nervous, bro. Like you didn't even give those vibes,
facts.
right?
Yeah. But bro, that's like that go back to the band. Like I'm always gonna be nervous, but when it's game time, it's game time. Man. Come on now.
That's what's up.
Can't fold, man.
Nah, man. I mean, but yeah, I feel that, bro. I feel that. But yeah, man, I mean, I think it's just the art of authentic conversation.
Yeah.
And obviously we know you, bro. Like, you know, we've been through some tough times together, man. You know, so, you know, it's always good to see you, always good to kick it with you, man. You know, I'm happy that, you know, while you're here seeing family, like you took the time to just, you know, kick it with the boys, pour into the podcast. And this is obviously eventually going to pour into other people too.
Facts.
You know, so One Way Miley's doing this job, man.
Nah,
Appreciate you, dog.
I just want to shout out to you, JB. Shout out to you, OD, bro. Like,
Bet that.
part of what I was saying, just doing what y'all believe is right, bro. This is y'all, bro. And like, just from the episodes I've seen with various people I don't even know, like, y'all doing it, bro. So keep doing it, bro. And like, I just think this is a beautiful thing that you guys are building right now, bro. So much love, and I appreciate what y'all doing for the community.
Appreciate you, good brother.
Appreciate you, man.
For sure.
Well, we'll wrap there. Thank you all for tuning in to the official InnerChild, or to the InnerChild Podcast.
Yeah.
Be sure to check us out on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, at the official InnerChild. I'm JB, that's OD, and as always, please don't forget to embrace your inner child. Peace.
One Way Miley episode.
One Way Miley, man.